I Lie to You? King of Hearts, Shane Ritchie. Joker in the Pack, Vic Reeves. And their team captain, David Mitchell. And facing them tonight, she's double-barreled. It's Tana Palmer-Tompkinson. He's double-parked. It's Reese Thomas. And their team captain, Lee Mack. But first, please go insane with joy for your host, Angus Deaton.
Good evening and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show that has all the honesty of a GMTV phone-in. These days we sometimes say that lying is being economical with the truth, although being generous with the bullshit is another way of putting it. Some have built careers on being brutally honest, like Simon Cowell, for example, so likely signs that someone's telling the truth would be if they pull their trousers up to their man breasts and have their hair cut by the council. Which brings us to our first round, Home Truths, in which one of our panellists reads out a statement about themselves and the other team applies the sort of dubious decision-making skills that's led them to appearing on this show to establish if it's true or not. Remember, as they turn over the card, the panellists have no idea whether they'll be confronted with a familiar home truth or a brand new lie, as Shane will now prove. Shane,
OK.
Shock us all.
Here we go. I missed a visit from George Michael because I was eating at a harvester.
Right, truth or lie, Lee's team?
Can you slightly expand on that story?
Now, what it was about 3 years ago, and I think it was I think George Michael was going to be paying a visit to Albert Square. I wasn't there because I was having an unlimited salad and a free bread roll. Not to be confused with Toby Carvery, because you don't get an unlimited salad there. And I missed his visit.
I honestly thought Toby Carvery was one of the actors in EastEnders. Am I getting confused?
You think of Todd Carty?
Oh, that's it. What was he visiting for?
To be honest, I think he was celebrating his 40th birthday.
What, by visiting
Albert Square?
No, he was a big fan of the show. And he was hoping to come and meet Cat and Alfie, of course, and Jessie was there who played Cat, and I wasn't there that day.
Did he definitely visit Albert Square, or was he just, like, driving around off his face, parked the car...
Yeah, exactly.
Confused it with Hampstead.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he might have been off his face when he made the appointment and then decided that he ought to honour it.
Lee, I'm going to have to push you for an answer.
I think he's telling the truth. I can see George Michael getting a big fat spliff, go to Albert Square, him going to Harvester, and off we go.
I'm actually surprised you've heard of Harvester, Tara, to be honest.
I'm just pretending I know what it is.
But you are the team captain, Lee, so what's your decision?
I think that could be true, actually, because Shane's like, in the nicest possible way, you're like the kind of bloke that would eat at Harvester. No, in a nice way. I would. You would. David wouldn't, would he?
I have been to a harvest, yes.
You went as an experiment. You didn't go for lunch, you sort of went... It'd be like going to the zoo for you, wouldn't it?
No, I had lunch there.
OK.
Right.
You know,
Unlimited
sorry
salad?
if that doesn't, you know, conform to your views of me as some kind of scientist duke bastard.
OK, well, I think... What do you think, Reece?
I think it's true, actually.
Yeah, we all think that's true. We'll go for true.
OK, they're saying true. Shane, put us out of our misery.
It is, in fact, true!
Well done. Congratulations, it is true. Shane did miss a visit from George Michael because he was eating at a harvester. Last year, George Michael was found off his face on drugs, slumped in a car in Hyde Park. It's come to something when exposing yourself in a public toilet was the good old days. So our next revelation, Reece.
My bed used to belong to John Nettles. From Bergerac.
From that John
And
Nettles.
from Midsummer Murder.
Where did you get the bed?
John Nettles?
From John Nettles.
Oh, no, how, what, did you come round to the house and say, listen, you don't know me,
I actually
but...
ordered it. For fun, I got lots of famous detectives' items from eBay. So I got John Nettles' bed.
Yeah.
I got Morse's, foot spa.
Taggart's death certificate.
Didn't get it. No, didn't get it.
I know this is a lie because only yesterday I was on eBay looking for Poirot's tumble dryer and I couldn't find any detective stuff anywhere.
I got him. It's because I got him.
Do you sleep? You sleep in, or is it
In
just
John Nettles' bed. Yeah, I think this one dated from about 19 '87 when Bergerac, when he was in Jersey.
Right.
So is this a prop bed? So it's not John Nettles' bed?
No.
It's Bergerac's bed.
Yes, Bergerac's bed.
There
So
is
it's
a
slightly wrong.
distinction. Nettles has never spent a
He's
night
getting
in
out
it.
of it now, isn't
Right,
he?
David, I'm going to have to push you for an answer.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
They're saying it's a lie. Reese? It is a lie. Yes, it's a lie. Reese's bed did not once belong to Bergerac star John Nettles, although his bed has lots in common with Bergerac. It's wooden, it sags in the middle, and no sooner have you got into it, then you start to drop off. So our next revelation. Vic, reveal all, if you would.
Oh, yes, of course I can. I have patented a device that stops cats jumping on your lap.
What kind of device?
It's a... Well, what it is... it's a spring which you attach to your John Dory with a platform on it. And if cats jump on it, then they immediately spring off. So, for instance, if you're watching TV, listening to the radio, and you don't want a cat on your lap, which is quite often the case, the platform springs it straight off.
How do you patent something? So if I want to go about patenting something I've made...
You write...
Yeah.
You send a letter in blood to the Queen.
So what did
And when
you
it
call
gets
it?
a stamp sent back by the winged messenger, you know you're patented.
What's the name of the product?
Yeah.
Well, that's actually got a name, to be honest.
Is it
Well,
name
then how
pending?
can you patent it?
You don't need to. It's just said the thing that throws cats off your lap. And when the Queen heard about it, she was on it like a shot. That's
On
ideal
the
for me.
device or on the...
Does it come in a box?
Well, it actually hasn't been... To be honest, it hasn't
It's not
actually
out yet.
I sent it off. It hasn't been patented.
Oh, so the bit where you said you patented it.
Patented, yes, but pat pending.
Oh, it's pending. Okay.
I've got a lot of things that are pat pending. My eel tube, for instance.
What's an eel tube?
Well, an eel tube is... So it's basically it's a cardboard tube like that you can... So you put the eel down one end, and the amazing thing is...
Yeah.
It comes out the other end.
Brilliant.
And that's the brilliant part.
Right.
Is that Pat pending?
Pat hasn't replied yet.
OK, what are you veering towards?
What do you think, Tara?
I'm going to just say whatever you say.
Oh, OK. Take all your clothes off.
Well, I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
That's a lie, do you
Lie.
think? What do you think, Rich?
Terrible lie.
Terrible.
OK,
Not
they're
even
saying
an
it's
attempt
not just
at
a lie, but it's a terrible lie.
Yes.
Tell us immediately.
It's a lie.
It is a terrible lie. Vic has never patented a device that stops cats jumping on your lap. In fact, there already is a patented device to stop cats jumping on your lap. It's called a dog. And so, with all the serenity of a beached whale, we move on to round 2, the Ring of Truth, in which I liberally throw out top-drawer celebrity trivia for the panellists to declare if the fact has the whiff of truth or the grim odour of falsehood. Lee's team, some Blue Peter action for you.
Think of rabbits and most people think of carrots. Think of carrots and most people think of food. Until now, because for one group of children from West Hampstead in London, the common carrot, not to mention the plain old parsnip, has found a new use. And what a turnip for the books it is!
Good to know. Yes, a hark back to the great recorder shortage of 1996. To the days when we made our own entertainment, and it was shite. Incidentally, any viewers wondering about the name of that vegetable, it was Katie Hill. So unfair, she's delightful. So here's the fascinating fact then for Lee and co. Sting has recorded an album using only vegetables for instruments. It's called The Sound of the Ground. Or has he?
So are we trying to say if it's true or not?
Well done. Well done. We're halfway through and you've got the rules.
What are his favourite vegetables that he used?
The xylophone was
That's not a
the one-
vegetable,
That's
that's
not a
an
vegetable,
instrument.
isn't it? Caught you out.
the xylophone was made out of root vegetables, for example, carrots and parsnips.
And you're trying to convince us that if you hit a carrot or a parsnip, it sounds like a xylophone.
There are wood xylophones.
But it is the kind of thing Sting
Yeah,
would
but
do.
wood's a hard, very solid thing. I mean, a carrot's a bit more... got a bit more give in it.
Oh, you love a bit of carrot.
I can believe that if you stick a thing in the end and blow a carrot, it'll make a tune. But I can't believe you can make a xylophone out of root vegetables.
Yes, but I could completely believe that someone such as Sting would go and do something so earthy like that.
That's exactly why Sting, any reference to Sting, is fundamentally unfair in a game like this. It's
you
about
always
lying.
think, yeah.
You can believe anything of Sting.
Exactly.
But Sting was the kind of person we had Stalin for. Who also, incidentally, made up his own name. But, so I just sort of feel, I don't think we need to engage with Sting. You know, we should say, no more Sting questions, because it's impossible to judge.
Lee, what is your considered opinion?
False. Reece, do you think it's false or true? You think it's false?
Really?
Yes, really.
I do think it's kind of true.
One true, one false. Which way are you going to go?
OK, I'm going to say that's true.
He's saying it's true, and it is indeed a lie. Yes, it's a lie. Sting has never recorded an album using only vegetables, but he has released an album that he claimed was of songs that were from the 16th century. These included Standeth Not So Close to Me and Message in a Flagon. So, to David's team, who have this to ponder, Al Gore can hypnotise chickens. Is this gospel or garbage?
Well, I imagine hypnotising chickens is quite easy, as hypnotising animals goes. Because the chickens are quite stupid. You can probably get them transfixed on something dangly, shiny bit of metal quite easily. And who's to say whether they're really hypnotised? Actually, they look quite vacant, even when they're, totally... I mean, in a way, how much can you say that a chicken is ever in full possession of its faculties?
Rare.
Well, at what point would Al Gore, who at one point was on the verge of becoming a world leader, would sit down and go, hey, honey, guess what I can do? I can hypnotise chickens. How'd you find that out?
Well, it'd be a bit of fun for him on a weekend. You can hypnotise chickens. I've done it, and I've hypnotised cattle as well, with chalk.
With
draw
chalk?
A line in front of them, draw a line down, they follow it, and they get mesmerised. Their eyes follow it, and they don't know where to go, so they stay there looking at it.
Is that hypnotising or confusing the fuck out of them?
Yes, of course it is. He comes from a place where people, spend their lives hypnotising chickens.
David, which way are you tending?
I think it's true. You don't think it's true? Well, I think we'd go with true.
And they're saying it's true, and I can tell you that it is absolutely true. Yes. Al Gore can hypnotise chickens. Al swings a watch back and forth in front of the chickens and in a slow voice repeats, "You are in a field in the countryside, not a tiny box in a factory with your legs broken." And when Al Gore lost the 2000 election to George Bush, some said it was because voters wanted a stronger right-wing presence. Some said it was because the ballot in Florida was fixed, whereas others said they couldn't vote for a man who spent his time fucking around with chickens. So at the end of all that, it's David's team who are standing proud, boasting as they do 4 points.
Oh.
And so to our next round, This Is My, which, like Paris Hilton's jail time, is barely a sentence. Each of David's team will claim that they are somehow linked to tonight's mystery guest, but only one of them will be telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest person, Richard. So, Shane, what's Richard to you?
Richard's he's my cousin, and he lives down in Cornwall, and this is the first time he's been out of Cornwall.
So there we are. Vic, perhaps you'd like to tell us how you know Richard?
Richard's my butcher, and I'm his official sausage taster.
Thank you. And finally, David, your relationship with Richard.
This is Richard, and he's illustrating my forthcoming children's book, The Lonely Lighthouse.
So there you are. Cornish cousin, if we believe Shane, a butcher to the stars, according to Vic, or a children's illustrator of David's book.
OK, what part of Cornwall are you from?
Can't ask him, he can't talk.
Oh, OK.
I mean, he did the rules of the game, I don't think because he's from Cornwall. Yeah, ask it to Shane.
Shane, what part of Cornwall is your friend from? Cousin?
It's my cousin, down near Penzance, Lansdowne, a little place called Larkin Grove.
What?
And he's your cousin?
Yeah.
Called
Ha,
Richard.
yeah.
It's called Richard Ritchie.
No, my real name's not Richie.
What's your real name?
I'm not telling you. It's all in the book, still available. Rags to Richie.
Presumably from the title, yeah, it must be Rags.
It's Rags to Riches.
It's a story. It's a fantastic story of changing your name by deed poll.
His real name is Megan. It's Richard Megan.
That's rubbish.
Okay.
If he's your cousin from Penzance, what does he do in Cornwall?
He likes it. Well, I don't know if he's still doing. He used to have a garage down there, and he used to look after cars. But I don't know if he does it anymore because I've been down there for a while.
This book, David. Could you just tell us a little bit about the Lonely Lighthouse?
Well, yes, I
Nervous
could.
laugh.
Is it autobiographical?
Bloody hell.
Yes.
That's a low blow. Yes, it's about a desolate building standing alone is finally demolished.
David,
No,
very bright.
Sorry?
It's a positive. You're very bright, but very lonely. So
Yes,
it's quite
bright,
Yeah.
shining my light pointlessly into the dark. The only way I get any human company is if I turn the light off and people crash onto the rocks below me.
and other chat-up lines from David.
It's not that. No, it's
great-
about... There's a character in the sketch show I do called Sir Digby Chicken Caesar. We've been commissioned to write a series of sort of, well, a kind of illustrated storybooks.
What was he doing
And
in
the
the
first
lighthouse?
one is going to be called The Lonely Lighthouse.
And he's the illustrator to your book.
How many chapters are there in your book?
Well, I haven't written it yet.
Right, how does it end?
Well, as I say, I haven't written it yet.
How does it begin?
He hasn't written it yet.
Well, if you haven't written it, he clearly hasn't illustrated it. So
No,
yeah.
exactly.
No,
You're
he's
out.
Guys, the drawings come first, and then he'll make up the story.
He's going to be illustrated. All these things get arranged in
No,
advance.
I want to move back to the sausages. The butcher one.
Yes, Vic, could you tell us more about the sausages?
Yes, this is Richard, and I'm his official sausage tester. He makes the sausages, and I test them out. He, you know, in the depths of the darkness of the night, he hangs a bag of sausages on my doorknob, and I take them
Is
in.
this extracts from the Lonely Lighthouse?
Where's his butcher's?
In my village where I live,
Which
Where's
is where?
that? We want to know.
Charing, in Kent.
Okay.
And he's the local...
So, anyway, I test the sausages. It's a very official, you know, position to hold. It was before held by the woman on the hill, who died of melancholy.
What's your favourite?
He does a good beef and horseradish. But we're gonna make zebra sausages and alligator, snake sausages. The zebra ones will be black and white. One sausage black, one sausage white.
Oh, it's like a Paul McCartney song. It's beautiful.
So is this person Shane's Cornish cousin, Vic's sausage provider, or David's literary illustrator?
Well, I think Vic is talking out of his backside.
No, I don't. Okay.
Well, I think the clue... I mean, it might just be me. Call me old-fashioned. Zebra sausage. I mean...
No, I
got suspicious. I don't know what it was.
I would go with the Cornwall one, personally.
OK.
So you're veering towards...
I'm veering towards David, because he did a...
What, the lighthouse?
Yes, because
He hasn't even written the book.
Well, I believe David would write a book about lonely lighthouses. What do you think?
I think it's definitely Shane Ritchie's cousin.
I do too.
OK, Lee, you're going to have to either
I think
overrule
it's
or
David,
go
but
with.
they've overruled me, so I'll say it's Shane's cousin.
OK, you're saying it's Shane's cousin. Richard, perhaps you'd like to tell us who you really are?
I am Vic's butcher.
Yes, indeed. Yes, he is. He's Vic's butcher.
Richard, sorry. Do you do zebra sausages?
We've spoken about it for the last year, haven't we, Richard?
We have.
You have to bear in mind that Vic does lead a very, very strange life. Thank you very much for joining us, Richard. Well done. Yes, Vic and Richard together make the best sausages in Kent. One of Vic's duties is to trim off the nasty gristle, veins and cartilage and ensure that they all go into the sausages. How many people get on well with their sausage tasters? Elton John married his. So, at the end of that round, a quick check on the score shows Lee's team are starting to look distinctly inadequate, behind as they are 5-2. So to the round you've all been waiting for, the last one. In this quick-fire game, both teams have more revelations, or rubbish, to divulge from the as-yet unseen cards in front of them. Plus, some of our panellists might be asked about an object which they will claim as a personal possession. The other side must then declare the veracity of that claim and also say whether it's true or not. David's team are what's known in the business as winning, so Lee's team need all the points they can get, starting now. David.
Possession.
Yes.
Ooh. Yes. Right. OK, this box contains the only gift I've ever been sent by a fan.
What is it?
What is it?
It's some socks. it's some socks with various slogans.
What are the slogans?
What are the slogans?
The slogans are fast cars, birds, footy, which I believe is short for football, beers and curries. So,
boy, did they
you can
choose the
tell,
wrong
sent by
person
someone
to
who
send
knows
it
me very, very well.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing.
Sort of.
Did you get a letter with it?
Yes.
What did it say?
Die.
Do not. Yes. It was just a nice, I like your work.
Man or woman?
Letter. Woman.
Did you write back to her and thank her?
I didn't, no.
You didn't thank her?
God, you're so ungrateful.
Why, would you write back to a fan?
Yeah, I
just-
answer all mine.
Do you?
Do you?
Well,
Yep.
somebody does.
Why did you never wear these?
Yeah.
Well, because they've got
Yes, but
fast
purely-
cars, birds, footy, beers and
Yeah,
curries
but
written on them.
surely-
And I favour socks which have nothing written on
But
them.
surely the irony could have been fabulous.
Where did you get them?
Yeah.
I think about 2 years ago.
But you end up using. I don't care who you are. You always need a pair of socks. 2 years on, you do need them.
Do you know what, actually, all my socks seem to have sinisterly worn out at the same time. All of them. And I haven't got any socks left.
Well,
There you go.
That's yours.
That's definitely a lie.
you can have birds and footy.
I'll wear
I-
them all.
I want curries.
Seamus.
I do actually,
do actually like
curries.
So what do you think, Lee?
It's a lie, isn't it?
I think it's definitely a lie.
Okay, lie.
OK,
Lie.
they all say it's a lie.
It is, in
David?
fact.
Yes, it's true. Those socks are the only gift David has ever been sent by a fan. When women threw knickers at Tom Jones, he'd wipe the sweat from his chest and throw them back. David, however, booked a walking holiday in the Cotswolds. Next, Tara.
What? Okay,
Yeah, are you there?
Yep, sorry
Good.
about that. Okay, yeah.
And cue Tara.
I have been shopping in Sainsbury's wearing nothing but a trench coat.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
You just wanted
See
to
that
be
long
rude.
pause after she said it when we all went?
Why did you do this thing?
Because it was just like a joke with a friend. It was just a silly girl thing we just decided to do about 10
Did you
years
have any
ago.
shoes on?
Yeah. I mean, I had a trench coat on. It's not, like, completely offensive. I wasn't going out like Jodie Marsh.
Of course not, no.
Is that rude? I mean, quite frankly, half the time I go down to the local place in my pyjamas and just buy something, so I can't really
So
see
do
the
I.
big deal.
You go to the shop in your pyjamas?
Yeah.
Don't say it like it's normal.
I did it actually today. I put a coat on over the me nightie and go down the shop.
Have you?
It's getting worse. You wear a nightie.
I do actually, yeah.
This is all fascinating.
We think this is true.
David, do you believe?
Yeah,
Tara?
I think this is true,
Okay.
yes.
It's true.
Obviously. Next. Lee.
I once had a full body search at Miami Airport after making a joke about Ronald Reagan.
Firstly, what was the joke?
Well, I think joke's an exaggeration. It was more of a comment.
Oh, what did you say?
Yeah.
I said, I think he's a bit of a warmongerer, and instead of searching me, you should search your own country for more nuclear weapons than Reagan's admitting to. Now, I'd like to point out that I was very drunk after a long flight and thought that would arouse at least a tickly smile from the big, butch, moustached, rubber-gloved lunatic that stood afore me. But no.
How long's the flight?
Sorry?
How long's the flight?
Oh, now, you talk to a man who'd had 2 bottles of scotch. I would say we stopped, actually, halfway.
2 miniatures.
Halfway.
Halfway at the Ascension Islands, because I actually stopped. I stopped, when I say halfway, I was on a round-the-world trip.
So where were you flying from?
Where were you
I
flying
was
from?
flying from Moscow to Miami. I stopped half. This is true. I stopped halfway in London. I'm saying roughly halfway. After about 4 or 5 hours, I stopped in London. I was doing a short round-the-world trip for about.
Short trip round the world. Interplanetary
to
travel.
Manchester.
It's all relative. If you go from Moscow to Miami and you're going around the world,
But you
relatively,
went Moscow,
it's a
London,
short trip.
London, Miami.
It's shorter than going around the world. That's the whole trip. I was doing
Part of going round the world.
It is.
Many people's round the world trip is, well, yeah, literally, I went London to London.
I was
never
going.
got out. Just went round the world. Sat there watching movies.
I went from Moscow to London.
And then London,
We
Miami.
refueled, and then I went from London to Miami.
Miami, yes.
At which point, I drunk lots of scotch, got off my face, got off the plane at Miami, and a big, butch, mustachioed American stuck his fingers up my rectum. Now, which part of that story doesn't sound convincing?
Right. How can you
lie.
Right, they're saying lie. Lee,
Flog him.
tell us
It's a lie.
yourself out of the Yes.
Can I just say to the makers of this programme that how the hell, after making a joke about Ronald Reagan, I'm supposed to write that on the spot, am I?
It was a great gag, though, wasn't it?
Oh, what a brilliant killer that was. Ronald Reagan's got more nuclear weapons than he lets on to. Thank you. I'm here all weekend enjoying the chicken.
It is a lie. It was a lie. Lee did not get a full body search at customs after mocking Ronald Reagan. He got it after requesting one when booking the tickets. Next, Shane.
Female admirers used to send me timetables showing when their husbands would be out.
Did you
ever pay them a visit?
Funny enough, some of them, yes.
And when was this?
This was when I was in the early 90s when I was doing a soap powder campaign.
The doorstep challenge.
The doorstep
the
challenge.
doorstep
yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, and what happened, I'd turn up at a hotel and the word would go round if I was in that particular town. Someone would slip a note on the door and it'd say, listen, just to let you know, my husband won't be in at this particular time and I'd love to see you on your own.
Yeah, so that's not really a sort of sexual thing. You just want some free powder.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rich?
It's a lie, because I've read Rags to Riches about 7 times, and that would have been a story in it, and that wasn't in the book.
You've not read the book?
I have 7 times.
Have you?
Shut
It's the only book I've read, that and The Hungry Caterpillar. And there are more holes in your book.
That's a good point. OK,
Yes.
we're going to say that's a true story. No, we're not.
It's all on you. It's a lie. It's a lie.
That's a
They're
lie.
saying it's a lie.
Okay, it's
Shane?
in fact...
It's true. Shane did receive timetables from admirers telling him when their husbands would be out. It worked like clockwork. 7:01, arrive at the house. 7:03, begin sex. 7:04, post-coital cigarette. Which nasty buzzing noise means at the end of the show, it's David's team who have proved themselves to be better people, having annihilated Lee's team 10-3. And we leave you with the results of a recent survey which shows that journalists are the profession that tells most lies. This teaches us 2 things. Firstly, not to believe everything you read in the paper. And secondly, that estate agents must have even lied on that survey. Good night.
Open wide for the talkative dentist. It's the Armstrong and Miller Show next. And later, in his 40s, but still his mummy's boy, Ronnie Corbett with Timothy Lumsden. Comedy Connections, remember, Sorry, at 10:35.